Thank you. And I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of St. Vincent and Grenadines.
Mr. President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, like the overwhelming majority of states, St. Vincent and the Grenadines voted in favor of draft resolution A/67/L2. We align ourselves fully with the statements made earlier today by the Caribbean community, the non-aligned movement, the Group of 77 and China, and the community of Latin American and Caribbean states. We take the floor at this time to re-emphasize our deeply held conviction that the ongoing embargo is outmoded, ineffective, and illegal. The time has long since passed for this archaic and punitive measure to be consigned throughout history books as an unfortunate remnant of a bygone era. Previous versions of these resolutions have been tabled for the past 20 sessions of the General Assembly and have been enjoying near unanimous support for years. There is no other example of the international community speaking so overwhelmingly and so consistently. However, the embargo remains stubbornly in place, and its negative impacts have intensified, particularly in the wake of the ongoing global economic and financial crisis. St. Vincent and the Grenadines finds it regrettable that a number of vague General Assembly resolutions on different topics, which enjoyed less enthusiastic support, have been seized upon by various states as justification for extreme interventionist actions. In contrast, this unambiguous expression of international will is not acted upon. The territories and explanations for the continuing enforcement of this embargo, from legislative inertia to the shallow political considerations of marginal political constituencies, are insufficient to legitimize the suffering that continues to be visited upon the Cuban people. Mr. President, no country in this hall has the right to tell the United States how to conduct its foreign policy, who its friends should be, or how to determine its national interests. Even if such a right existed, St. Vincent and the Grenadines would not presume to exercise it against our cherished friend and neighbor to the north. But every country in this hall is obligated by the United Nations Charter to oppose instances where national foreign policy decisions become violations of international law or disregard the Charter principles of sovereign equality and non-interference in the domestic affairs of states. Furthermore, in this era of economic globalization and international diplomatic engagement across the ideological spectrum, the embargo harkens back to an isolationist confrontational era of naval blockades and military brinkmanship that have no place in our modern system of economic and political interaction. Throughout our extended struggle with the effects of the embargo, Cuba has nonetheless remained a staunch and abiding partner in the development of our country, even in times of global hardship. Cuba universities have graduated over 250 Vincentian students and are currently playing host to 150 more, free of charge. Her surgeons have performed operations on over 3,000 Vincentian patients without charging them a penny. Her doctors have brought quality medical care and expertise to the most remote areas of our country. Even as we speak, Cuban engineers, architects, and workers are laboring alongside Vincentians in the construction of a modern hospital and our first international airport. Our appreciation cannot be overstated. Further, in this time of increasing regional integration and interaction, the Cuban economy, markets, and resources are a valuable component of our collective Caribbean development. To impede the development of Cuba through illegal extraterritorial measures is potentially to stunt the growth of her Caribbean neighbors. As we all grapple with the fallout of the global economic and financial crisis, the need to eliminate such developmental impediments is even more compelling. Mr. President, none of the original architects of this embargo, nor the political principles that motivated it, remain in office today. Indeed, the embargo has been in existence for longer than St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been an independent nation, and predates the UN membership of every CARICOM state, with the exception of Haiti. Let us not allow political cowardice or ideological straitjackets to perpetuate the continuation of this unjust and harmful embargo. We cannot to hope for an evolution in the thinking and actions of our friends in the United States on this matter. And we remain unequivocal in our call for the removal of this developmental constraint on our Caribbean neighbor. I thank you.
I thank you.